At the edge, on the beach of the great ocean, three beings find themselves there. They don't know how they got to be there. They're just aware that each day they would meet and they would play together. They never ask any questions. It was enough for them that they existed there. And like this, days went by, weeks, months, seasons change. All of this was taking place there, right at the edge of the ocean. These three beings, they had three different forms and substance. One was made of sand, the sand being or the sand doll. And another doll, another being, was made of salt. And the third doll, the doll made of tears. One night, something very, very unusual took place. And as the morning sun arose, they woke up each in a very unusual mood, not playful as usual. The sand doll sort of got up and said, I want to tell you all something. It might sound a bit strange to you, but it's just so strong in my heart and in my mind. I have to tell you what I dreamed last night. I dreamt that I stepped out from this ocean. Out of this ocean, said the salt doll. You're crazy. Have you been listening to me? Have I been talking in my sleep again? Because this is exactly the same dream I have last night. I dreamt that I just emerged from this ocean, and it was such an intense experience for me. I couldn't go back to sleep. So the third being, the being of tears, started to laugh, says, hey, you are both playing a joke on me. I had a dream last night that I flew out of this ocean. So with this announcement of each of them, they were in a very, very unusual mood. They were asking, but how can this be? How can it be? Who has ever heard of three people having the same dream? It's impossible. Something must be a meaning to this. I wonder who of the three of us who is most like the ocean, because we are quite different, no? You're all white and salty. You're all sort of like brown and sandy. And you are sort of all glassy and transparent, and you got wings. Each of them were saying, I feel I am more like the ocean because look at me. I mean, there's a lot of sand here on the ocean, and I am made of sand. I mean, everywhere you look is sand. And then the salt doll said, but you're crazy. I mean, I'm made of salt. Anybody knows that when you can taste salt in the wind, this is the taste of the ocean. And the tear doll says, well, I'm sorry, but look, just look at me and you see ocean. I'm all water and salt. So like this competitiveness arose inside your heart. We have to go to the ocean to find out. So they found a game of pulling at some straws, some sticks to find out who would be the winner to go first. So as it turned out, the one who won was going to be the tear doll. And she had beautiful, delicate wings made of tears of water. Beautiful. So she says, okay, look, I've got to go. I can't wait any longer. So she flew up high above the ocean. And when she reached as far as she could, she dipped her head and started to slide towards the ocean. As she hit the ocean, what happened? She completely vanished. She completely merged, being made of water and salt. Now, the other two are waiting on the beach. The salt doll was the most impatient one. Why is it going to be so long? It's meant to be a fun game. So she says, okay, look, I can't wait any longer. When Tear Doll comes back, you hold on to her until I come back, and then we can compare our reports, okay? So Sand Doll is the most patient, sitting down quietly. He's okay, you go. So Salt Doll begins to walk out into the ocean for the first time, deliberately. But being made of salt, as her feet touch the water, they just began to disappear also. And then it kept walking, this movement with walking going. And then she went up to her knees. Everything under the knees vanished. And so quickly, then it reached the waist, and then everything under the waist vanished. Every part of her body that came in contact with the ocean began to disappear, everything. Finally, only her turban, also made of salt, was left floating on the surface for a few seconds, and then also vanished. So now 2 dolls have gone to the ocean. None of them have come back to say what they found, who was most like the ocean. Only now the Sand Doll is remaining. And although she's patient, now she's tired. The game is not so much fun. Her friends have gone, and she's alone on this beach. And now the sun is setting and the moon is rising, and the water of the ocean also is somehow seems to be rising, climbing further up into the beach. And she lies down to rest and falls asleep on the sand. Somehow the waves begin to roll in, and in no time the first wave touches her ankles and the feet disappears and becomes all beach sand again. Finally, there's only the arms and the hand, and then that too just vanishes. So this is the story of the 3 beings who went back to their source again to find out who is most like the source. And at the end, nobody was there to tell the report who is most like the ocean, because all of them are ocean. They found again their ocean self, their unity. These 3 beings represent spiritual temperaments of human beings, or all beings who are searching for the truth. And somehow at some point we are playing on the beach of existence. But then it comes a time when we don't know how and what makes this happen, when deeper questions begin to be asked. And when those deeper questions they come, somehow our playfulness begins to subside. A new search begins inwardly to find out, where did I come from, you see. And the mind says, oh, let's go and find out. I can tell you where I come from. I come from this place, I come from that place. I come from the unknown, I come from God, I come from heaven, I come from another planet. It has lots of ideas about it. But when it ceases from engaging in ideas and actively dive into its own self to find out, where do I come from, it never resurfaces again, not as ego anymore. The very search puts an end to the seeker, and all that remains is the silence of being.